Hello and welcome. This is Time for Security. My name is Oliver Fine. We are here in Rotterdam at the ASIS International European Conference 2018. Now with me is Jaime Owens from the Board of Directors. Jaime, what brought you here all the way from the US or from the Americas to the European Conference?
Well, let me start from here. I'm actually not coming from the U.S. I'm coming from Panama, Republic of Panama in Central America. And let me put it this way, ASIS, it's changing. ASIS now really is international, and we're looking forward to be more global. And there's a lot of changes going on. One of the changes is having a Latin American guy from a small chapter be able to serve in the board of directors. What brought me here, it's that I've never been in an European conference. And when you're in the board of directors and you need to make a strategic decisions on how we want the society to be more global and where it's going to be the future, you have to understand what's going on in different areas. So I understand very well the U.S., understand very well Latin America, so I need to understand a little bit more in Europe so I could make my educated opinions based on what I heard from you guys.
All right, that is absolutely wonderful to hear. I have a question about these changes. Can you give us an example, some really touchy example, what change is going on and how it is impinging on the society as such?
Yes, you bet. I could give you several examples. First, I mentioned it already. Having a Latin American as a board of directors, it's one of the things that we have to say is a change. Another thing that actually changed is, for example, the Standard and Guidance Committee. That committee used to be only 11 members, most of them, probably all of them from the U.S. Now the committee have 28 members from 11 different countries. So the idea is to have standards and guidelines that reflects the global interest and not only one place.
All right. What do you expect in terms of changes to come up in the future? Or what is your personal view? Where will be ASIS International in 3 years or 5 years from now? Do you have a vision about this, or do you have something where you say, oh, I want it to be developed in that direction?
Well, I believe that there's several things and initiatives going on. We have one of the initiatives, it's a membership Modal initiative, because we understand that not every country is the same. The value of the euro is not the same as the value of the US dollar, and then the value of the bolívares in Venezuela is not the same when you exchange that to US dollars. So membership model, it's looking to have different probably pricing for different regions and or countries depending on the reality, the economical reality of the places. The other thing that committee, that task force accomplished was lower the student membership to $20 without a fee as a new member. So it's a $20 flat for a full-time student. Doesn't matter if it's in security or any other career in the university, to bring more young people to the profession. So we could have younger people and attract young people to it. The other part that we're looking into that in the same direction, it's we're looking at the new certification. That new certification will be a sort of an entry-level certification. Not necessarily young people, though, because there's a lot of people that probably is 35, 40 years old that decide to change career. Probably he's in HR, and suddenly he had the opportunity to move into security, and or you're a salesperson selling other things, and suddenly you move in security product arena. So it's sort of an entry-level security management certification, lower than the CPP, but that you could make a career out of it. The other task force that we are looking for is a Globalization task force. That Globalization task force mainly it's looking if the structure is the correct structure. If we should give more independence to the regions, so the regions could use their own cultural and know that they have the know-how of the region, how to do things, and not trying to export from headquarters in Virginia to Latin America or Europe, what they do there well, but not necessarily it works for the other regions. So let the other regions and the other volunteer leaders to actually manage their own regions. And said that, as comes to the next task force, which is involved with governance. Governance is very important. As I mentioned, first Latin America and the board of directors. But how we elect people in the board of directors, how we should form a global organization from top to the bottom and or from the bottom to the top, with representation of every single region in the world and opportunities for every single member, doesn't matter where you're coming from, to become part of the board and or, who knows, president of ASIS.
All right. Jaime, that's wonderful news. Yeah, that's been revealing insight. Thank you for this. Thank you for being with us. This was Time for Security. Stay with us.